Sarah Huckabee Sanders was just forced out of a Virginia restaurant for being Trump mouthpiece. The newest tactic in the arsenal of the resistance against the Trump administration? Don't let them eat out at restaurants without making their lives miserable. After reports that both Secretary of Homeland Security Christian Nielsen and White House advisor Stephen Miller were ironically forced out by protesters at Mexican restaurants in Washington, D.C. earlier this week, now comes news of White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders' spoiled dining experience last night. Sanders went out to dinner on Friday night to the Red Hen restaurant in Lexington, Virginia with her large family group of 7 other people. After her party was seated, waiter Jake Foley Schultz began to attend to Sanders and her family for a couple of minutes before the restaurant's owner noticed who had arrived and was in the process of ordering. The owner of the Red Hen is not a fan of the president, to say the least, and apparently, the thought of having Trump's mouthpiece dining in her restaurant was more than her conscience could bear in a week where immigrant children were being separated from their refugee parents. That Sanders went before the White House press corps every day to repeatedly spread lies about the situation couldn't have helped the matter in the owner's eyes. She asked Sanders and her family to leave based on her moral convictions. The waiter who had been serving the press secretary posted this now deleted account of what happened next on Facebook, where the story immediately became a viral hit. With the story spreading rapidly on social media, Sanders was forced to post her own version of the incident on Twitter. As one might expect in our polarized political environment, partisans on both sides of the political spectrum responded to the news by going on social media to leave reviews of the restaurant that reflected their political preferences more than any opinion of the restaurant's food or service, with a series of 1-star reviews from right-wingers and 5-star reviews from progressives opposed to the hateful Trump agenda. The most entertaining, and laughably accurate, comment, however, was this 5-star review on Yelp: "The best. I've heard that they serve crow to those deserving of it. Until we can beat them at the polls in the November midterms, making sure that the members of the Trump administration can't enjoy a fine meal out may be the most satisfying tactic available to the resistance in the meantime. When people enact and enforce policies that deserve public shaming, they shouldn't expect to not experience the shame in public.